Hi guys, Katima Gaming here, and today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free review of John Wick Chapter 4. Fresh out of the cinema, guys, with my friends and family, and oh my god, it was a blast. It had everything you can expect from a John Wick movie and more. Ridiculous gunfights, samurai swords, ninja-like action-packed fighting, meaningful story of family, brotherhood, and revenge, and my personal favorite, nunchucks. Okay, that was a little bit of a spoiler, but yes, whatever. Nunchucks. So, yeah, no spoilers. I'm going to be talking about what I liked about the movie, which is a lot, and what I thought were really missed opportunities. As a matter of fact, some questionable story directions. So, yeah, let's begin. So the story opens up with guns blazing, like duh, but it picks up where it left off, like all of the John Wick movies before it, and it starts one of its major action scenes in Japan. Oh my gosh, the hype, the start to the end was so good. The moment I saw Sanada, oh my gosh, I knew there was going to be some samurai gun shooting showdown about to hit the fan. In any case, the entire first major action scene was in Japan. And like I said, it was so good. There were bows, there were arrows, there were guns, there were samurai swords, and like I said, there were nunchucks. You gotta concentrate. You gotta concentrate really hard on every sequence of the action scene, because they're just like some fight sequence that are so unique that I've never seen before. It was like Jackie Chan meets Jet Li meets Jason Statham, and they were all on steroids. Okay, it's that good. Rina Sawayama, man, I'm telling you, she was so impressive. Her fight scenes, her action sequence got me so excited the most. And this was also the time where legendary Donnie Yen comes in as this blind assassin named Kane, who is sent to kill John Wick. I mean, while Sanada and Sawayama and even Donnie Chen had their scenes, it felt like Keanu Reeves was taking like a back seat to give these guys more screen time. I'm telling you, although I have to say there were times where the action was so hot that, you know, there were moments where you could ask, like, okay, where's John Wick right now? You know, but then all of those stuff just goes straight out of the window because those fight scenes with those other characters were just so good. Okay, I quickly forgot about John Wick because every fight scene was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is just the opening part of the movie. Which is actually the only time the movie's energy really peaked. I mean, this is my own opinion, of course, but I felt like the entire movie could not match the fun and energy from the first major fight scene in Japan. When me and my friends, you know, and family, when we walked out of the cinema, most of our conversation was really all about that opening Japan fight scene. It was like a boxer, you know, it's like a boxer going all out during the first round and end up gassing out during the second and third round. Okay, that's not to say the rest of the movie sucked after the Japan opening scene. I just felt like the movie was directed differently throughout, because the following action scenes throughout the entire movie, of course, felt far from the initial one. You know, I mean, like the energy and everything just kind of dropped, but still amazing. Some of the most unique action scenes I've ever seen in a movie, guys. I mean, okay, picture this. No spoilers. Arc de Triomphe, okay, with the famous roundabout in Paris. Imagine cars going around while people on the streets in the roundabout are fighting and shooting at each other, John Wick style. Like utter chaos. It was so much fun. Never seen any movie try to do this. Wow. Also, again, another scene I wanted to point out, no spoilers, where the entire action scene goes top down. Like, imagine goes top down. The camera goes top down. You see the enemies approaching. You see John Wick dashing, fighting and shooting. If you play video games, it was exactly like Hotline Miami. Okay, if you play video games, dude, the moment I saw that top-down action scene, it was Hotline Miami. It was so good. Just bravo, man. Just bravo. This is an action movie. Nay, this is an action franchise done right. I mean, like, every John Wick movie has gotten over 80% by Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, look at it. John Wick 2014, 86%. John Wick Chapter 2, 2017, 89%. John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum in 2019, also 89%. And now we got John Wick Chapter 4, 95%. I gotta breathe. That's so good. Oh my gosh. Me and my friends tried marathoning all three before watching 4, but because the action was so action-packed, we just got too exhausted to sit through them. So we're planning maybe like 2 movies a day once Chapter 4 goes digital. We're very excited to rewatch Chapter 4, but we're really not that young anymore. So, 1, 2, 3, and 4 can't marathon them in one day, that's for sure. If there is anything at all that I can criticize about the movie, well, there are a few things. First and foremost was Donnie Yen playing as Kane, the blind assassin. Okay, every time he had a fight scene, it felt like the entire choreography was taken over by Donnie Yen whenever it's his scene, whenever it's his time. It looked like this was like in my opinion, it looked like Donnie Yen was given a lot of freedom to do his own action scenes and choreographies, that it kind of felt disconnected from the entire movie. And don't forget, he's a blind guy, okay? He's a blind assassin, and he's kicking ass out there. I did enjoy him, though. His character was way deeper than most antagonists. I'm not even sure if we can call him an antagonist in this movie, okay? He's morally complex, which is like the new sexy right now, if you call someone morally complex. He wasn't really a bad guy or a good guy, although I do criticize his action scenes as feeling disconnected because he's doing his own thing. His backstory, his dilemma, his struggles throughout the movie, just delicious, just so good. And you just don't know what he's gonna do next, Another criticism I would have would be about Shamir Anderson playing as Mr. Nobody, okay? This guy is a tracker exclusively following John Wick to collect a bounty on his head. I felt like his involvement was just kind of forced out of nowhere. He didn't really have a backstory, unlike all the other guys. He was just a bounty hunter, and I felt like this was a missed opportunity for Sawayama to get more scenes in. There wasn't enough women involved in this movie. It's such a macho movie. Sawayama's backstory, motivation, and her established badassery in the beginning of the movie should have been enough to keep her involved in the storyline. I really thought we needed more of her. I felt like it was such a waste, because you'll see that the movie establishes her as a motivated character. Okay, she has a plot line, but for the entirety of the movie, I was left begging for more Sawayama. Give me more Sawayama. Okay? And lastly, Lawrence Fishburne as the Bowery King. Look, I love Fishburne. Okay? Keanu and Fishburne go way back to The Matrix. I wanted to see more of him. I wanted to see more of his underground connection, because for the first time, we now know that the Bowery King goes beyond the soup kitchen in New York. Okay? Underground connections, apparently. His underground connections go global. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I just think we didn't see enough of Fishburne in this movie, although his character seems to be really, really deep. If I could just take all of Shamir Anderson's scene and replace them with more Sawayama and more Fishburne, I mean, the movie was really good, but it could have been better. I mean, like, no offense to Anderson. Of course, loved him in Winona Earp, but I thought his action scenes, as fun as they were, I just feel like he was just too disconnected, like a third wheel character. But hey, you know what? At the end of the day, when Rotten Tomatoes says it's 95%, look, take it where it comes from. This is one of the best action movies of the year, I'm telling you. And now that, it's put a proper closure to one of the best action franchises ever, it's just beautiful. And it got people asking, is this really the last John Wick movie we will ever see? And to be honest with you guys, I don't know. Nobody knows. Like, I really appreciate, no spoilers, but I really appreciate the ending of the movie. Again, no spoilers. Safe to say it was more of an open-ended question. It's up to the audience how they wanted to interpret it. I like this because it leaves room for the directors, and most importantly Keanu, to evaluate the direction of John Wick. Okay? At the moment, all that's been confirmed is the spin-off Ballerina, starring Ana de Armas as Rooney, who is a ballerina assassin. And what's cooler is that this spin-off will take place between the events of John Wick 3 Parabellum and Chapter 4. Look, as much as we like to see Ana de Armas naked, we need her in more action movies, guys. I mean, come on. I mean, like, when she played the Bond girl Paloma in James Bond's No Time to Die, that was the only highlight of the movie. That's the only reason why you want to watch No Time to Die, okay? Go ahead and YouTube Paloma, No Time to Die, Ana de Armas. She was so good. But I digress. John Wick Chapter 4 brings closure to the entire franchise, but without shutting the door completely, okay? I mean, come on, guys. Keanu is pushing 60. Okay, he's pushing 60 years old. You don't want to end up like Taken, you know, remember Taken starring Liam Neeson? The dude was like 62 when he shot Taken 3 in 2014, and even then, it was heavily edited because the man was clearly too old to play all these action sequences. Overall, look, I'm just very happy to be part of this John Wick journey, man. I feel really, really blessed and really, really lucky in this generation. This is really one of the most, awesome action movie franchises ever, and this is going to be one of the best action movies of the year. Look, I almost could not go through this review tonight, fresh from the cinema. I was just so tired after the movie. Like I said, really tired from the movie house. Don't know how to write this review, without any spoilers. So I really hope you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing this vid. And don't forget that subbing really helps smaller channels like mine out. If you watched the movie already, let's talk about it in the comments section. Do you agree with the things I said or you disagree with this review? Just make sure you put some spoiler warnings in your comments if there are any. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in our past, present, and future videos. Sawasdee krap!